Alright, we're back to just playing with some more wacky stuff. I don't have anything too crazy to go over today, but I did find something interesting, and it wasn't me that really brought this up. I believe it was Nadira, and I was actually watching a channel on D&D with the 2024 stuff coming out. Guy mixing Rogue and Cleric to do Divine Strike and Sneak Attack. So, sorry, I'm a little tired today, but let me just show you something really cool, right? So if I concentrate on this build, set this up, and I come over here, start some combat with a dinky offhand attack. Oh, you were witnessed assaulting. Oh, was I? Witness this assault. Whoa, bam! Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think so. Okay. Yeah, that might have startled you. I don't want to give you the wrong impression. It's not always that strong, but it can be that strong. And it's pretty cool. And it's only going to get cooler. So, check it out. Come over here, Murphy. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you. Alright, so we're dipped in poison. Like I said, Divine Strike, manual. Pay attention. Oh, that's a really low percentage. Okay, wait, no, that's the other guy. Okay, here's another thing. Real quick. Sorry, I'm all over the place in this video. Let's try and blind him real quick. Let's see if I can get this. Alright, now it's much easier to hit him, guaranteed. Okay, so Divine Strike, manually, melee. Let's try to hit him. Okay, he missed. But if I can use my offhand, there we go. I can still choose one of the two. Get a sneak attack. And then I can use my other offhand. And I've already used up the other reaction, so look, I crit that and crit that. That was pretty cool. Alright. And keep going. Oof! Oof! No, don't hit me. Yeah, hit Asterion. Oh no! Oh no. Okay, so let's get back to that real quick. Yeah, we should be fine. Let me get a full, fresh health bar right here, right? Murphy's got full HP. So let's try this one more time. See if we can do as good as the first time, right? Whoa, bam! Nice stuff. That wasn't even a crit. And then we go, whoa, bam! He's almost dead. And then we have another strike because we're a thief. Whoa! Critical hits. How are we getting critical hits? That's crazy. Alright, and then once patch 8 properly comes out and I have it, I'll show you this build because this build is fun as hell. Alright, yeah, I gotta tease you somehow. But yeah, so especially with that first hit, tell me that was not really cool. Like, that was pretty amazing, right? And I don't actually advocate dual wield builds a lot, but let me kind of roll back real quick. I kind of want to show you some interesting stuff, but first, let's do this hilarious Tempest. Change gears for a moment. What we're talking about is mostly Divine Strike, but mixing it with Sneak Attack. And I know I'm a little more tired today, but I appreciate you guys all the same for watching. This is gonna be a quick one about Divine Sneak Attack and mixing Rogue and Cleric attacks, the Divine Strike and the Sneak attacks. I'll show you the mix and some things to build off of it, and of course build time, right? But let me actually entertain you for just a moment. I appreciate you guys watching. If you want to watch the channel or support the channel, stick around to the end. And let me entertain you for a moment just talking about Divine Strike, because I had one of our, you guys in the comments section always ask me cool stuff. Somebody wanted to do just like a Cleric for their friend or their own build, I forget which, and I was telling them, dude, Tempest Cleric is hilarious, right? So I'll do a video on this shortly, but I just wanted to show it now, right? So there's ways to mess around with Divine Strike. Alright, let's get into that for the first part here. Alright, Cleric at level 8, if you don't know, most domains, not all of them, get a unique, like, smite almost, and it doesn't cost any resources, but when you strike with an attack, you can either do this manually or have a reaction, right? And this is Thunder because we're playing with a Tempest Cleric, right? But it adds like a 1d8, which is literally Divine Smite damage, right? But once per round, you can use this manually, or melee or range, right? And manually you can choose, do you want to use a melee attack or a range attack? See, I can either go melee or range. So if you didn't know about that. Reaction use does not use an actual reaction point though. So this could be set up on reaction right here. See how there's no little star? So this just happens when you make an attack and it'll pop off, okay? But it's programmed wrong or something, or maybe you're allowed to do this. I actually found this out through a D&D channel. I don't even play D&D, but it's just funny to crisscross ideas. And yeah, I'll just show it to you. put some demonstration into it. So let's actually like manually use it. And here's a fun little idea for you. I'll show this in another video, but this is pure Cleric with Pact of the Staff, where we use Shillelagh, right? And we actually use our Wisdom attack. Okay, so like I said, I can go Wisdom, or I can go manual with the melee. Okay, and I'll have Gale rev me up. Gale! Okay, so now we got the engine started. But yeah, jokes aside, we can go manual and hit him like this, right? If we have another attack, like, because we're using Gale, we can actually hit just like normally, or we can even use Pole Arm Mastery to get another attack with our bonus action, right? We can hit him, but then we get it again. What the hell's going on there, right? So it's supposed to be like a once per round thing. But if you mix the manual use and then the reaction use can hop up, you can get twice per round. So what's going on with that? So I won't like belabor the point. Let me just load it up. Like I said, I'll show you that build another time. That one's just goofy and hilarious. Just a little sneak peek for you. But let me load up this example, because this is where I was evolving it, okay? So then I'm like, I've always wanted to mix the Cleric Divine Strike with the sneak attack. I just think it's not that strong, or so I thought, right? So now if we mix Rogue, if you don't know, as you level up a Rogue, you get a sneak attack, and sneak attack is literally an exclusive for Rogues, but you get it like at level 1. But it's going to get stronger. It's initially 1d6, but it adds dice every odd level, right? So you can see here it's up to 2d6 because I'm only at like level 3, 4. Okay, but it takes your main hand weapon damage, so we're slashing, so it'll borrow that. Or if you're using the range version, we'll obviously take that too. Okay, so basically it must be finesse weapon for melee for this to even happen, and you must have advantage, or, as it says here, an ally must be like standing nearby 5 feet of them, okay? So you either have to have this condition, and you have to be using some kind of finesse weapon to pull this off as a rogue. So it's a little more concentrated requirements, and that's like the whole rogue gimmick. It literally is what rogue's about when it comes to combat, is getting this off. Okay, so mixing rogues into your combat for a multi-class can be a little underwhelming if you don't understand this, okay? But here, hopefully this will help you and inspire you. But it's similar to Divine because there's a manual version, we can literally click on it, and there's also a reaction version of it up here, okay? And again, it doesn't have the star, so you know that it just pops off if the conditions are met, and it'll hop onto your, it'll like ask you, do you want to use this with your melee attack you just did, right? So that implies that we can mix the two, because if we follow the rules for both, the Cleric one can be held manual, and the Rogue one can just be done as a reaction, or vice versa. So you use the manual Divine Reaction, or the manual Divine Strike like this, and attack, literally with this, right? And if you get that hit, it's a hit that the game will ask, do you want a reactionary sneak attack? But then if you use the offhand, you'll get a reactionary Divine Strike. So we saw that, right? So let me just demonstrate it one more time. And this was really interesting because this is me just trying Rogue Cleric again, getting the rules to apply. And I have this really cool weapon, Belm, but I digress. Let me just get to the point. So again, I swear I pulled this off where I got a manual Divine Strike where I hit him with this, and then a sneak attack reaction pops up like this. Ready? So manual Divine, that's the Cleric attack. See how it asked me, I don't know why it asked me Divine Strike, because like did I just imagine what I did? Anyway, we'll do sneak attack, right? So I hit him, pretty good damage, like half the guy's HP, but whatever. All right, now here's the thing, because I have War Priest on this setup, right, which is really what inspired me when I watched this guy on D&D. Okay, so now I can do any normal action, not just my offhand bonus action. So like, can I do another manual? Didn't I just start this with a manual? All right, interesting. I don't know. And then Belm allows you to use your bonus action with your main hand. That's what's kind of cool about Belm. Of course, I miss every single strike, so let's see what this happens. Come on, over. Come on, Murphy, come here. Yeah, hit the Sharon. I like that. Yeah, hit the Sharon. Whoa, spooky. Take that. Get over here. Alright, we'll see on the reload, because I know I didn't just imagine that, right? And that's the thing, when I was first testing it. Let me just see what happens. Ooh, nice. Okay, so here we go, Let's pay attention. I am manually hitting Divine Strike, right? Okay. So why is it asking me for Divine Strike? But then, like, naturally, I'm going to use Sneak Attack. There you go. Okay? And we'll test the other way around, but I can now just take a normal action with my War Cleric, or use Belm, or whatnot, but let's just do offhand, right? So, well, that's a bad example. Let's come over here. So, yeah, let me just use this offhand. Now I can Divine Strike, which is what I was, you know, kind of demonstrating in this video. That's the whole point. But I did want you to see the evolution of, like, me experimenting, like, what the hell's going on with this? Is it... Because I'm going to play around with this idea more. I just figured, like, you know, get something out today, show you, have fun with it. Okay. Now, I swear I did this. So let me do a manual sneak attack, right? And we have, like, more than the regular conditions anyway. So let me see what Aronson takes. Gets hit. Okay, so now it didn't ask me... Oh, well, he died. So there's a reason it didn't ask me. Alright, let's just skip the round of combat for a second. Okay. Because I want to start with a sneak attack. See if it asks me for a reaction divine. Okay, ready? Then you get the divine. Now if I manually divine, is it going to ask me for a reactionary sneak attack? No. I swear it happened. I swear it did. Alright, but... Okay. At least I know you can do this much, right? So, finally, let me reload the Poisoner set, and I'll give you the build and whatnot. We'll get into it. So... I had to show you, like, where I'm getting this idea. I swear I got it to work. I'll experiment further, but for now, the next thing I wanted to show you, and we'll go real quick through this. I have videos on how to build crit and crit fishing, right? But the reason crits are important is on that damage, when you roll the accuracy roll, like the actual attack roll, if you land a 20, which is a perfect 20 out of all the possible options, you always hit. It's guaranteed. It'll bypass any accuracy. So when you go to attack, right, and it says, oh, you only have like a 80% chance to hit, well, out of that 80% chance, one of those potential rolls is a 20, right? So if you hit a 20, you always hit, regardless of what your chances were. Okay, and then you'll do double the dice damage. So everything we see here, the 1d6, the 1d8, or if we can add more nonsense to it, right? All the dice potential rolls up, not the fixed flat damage from dexterity, but any dice we add. So poison and slashing and all that. Hold spells are great for this because they just guarantee a hit and a crit. That's what's great about paralyzed spells. But fish with crit gear, what we mean by fishing is like fishing or fixing the odds in our favor by making advantage, right? Which you need for sneak attack anyway. And because we can lower our ability to get a crit by having, like, by 1 right here. So instead of rolling a 20, it could be a 19 or a 20. And if we add an elixir, we can roll an 18, 19, or 20. And we can make it even more possible that we roll a, you know, 20 or a 19, 17, whatever it's going to be, a critical hit, right? So divine and sneak attack love this because 1d8 on a divine is actually pretty high damage. So when you give it 2d8, it's higher potential, right? And sneak attack, depending on how much you've leveled up the rogue, loves this too because 2d6 now becomes 4d6, or if you were a higher level rogue, like a 6d6 would become 12d6. That's a lot of damage in a single strike. Okay, so beyond belaboring that point, the other thing you want to know about dice rolls is there is a feat that is very rarely recommended, and few people seem to understand it for how simple it is. It does indeed work on honor mode and whatnot. And I'll just keep it simple. When you do melee dice damage, you roll twice, okay? So this is the Savage Attacker feat. You gotta figure out in your build, do you want this or not? I would recommend this highly if you're doing something this heavily involved with crits and dice and all that stuff, because what you're gonna do is roll 2 dice with the damage now. So every time you see a dice here, it crits and doubles up, right? And every time you have dice now, they roll twice themselves, and you'll take the higher of those damages. So simply put, it just takes the higher of the 2 damaging dice you roll, and we roll a lot of dice, so it's absolutely worth taking. You don't have to take my word for it, go see it for yourself, but it definitely raises the damage that you're going to get on crits and all this divine striking and sneak attacking, even if you don't land a crit. Okay, so build time. Let's get into it. Also, I rarely recommend dual wielding. There's so much more I can say about it. I just want to put a note here. This is probably one of the coolest dual wielding builds I've made, and this is where it actually makes sense because you're actually getting a lot for value, and you saw in that, like, first kill, that was like perfectly scripted. I didn't even try that. But yeah, dual wielding's cool, so every once in a while, even I want to play something like this. I try to make it make sense. You don't have to have the most like badass ultimate character, but you want to do like if you're gonna go for something like this, optimize it, know why you're doing the dual wielding and not just like a single attack. Okay, so anyway, all I was getting at is rogue can't really rogue and cleric not always wants to have like a two-hander weapon or something like that. So dual wielding does have some benefits here, especially because we can use 2 bonus actions, and we can spell cast with our main action, and we can use our offhand attacks with bonus action. But it's not like we have a fighting style for this, and yet we can still do a lot of damage. So the trickery thief, right? This is a tricky cleric with a thief rogue. The stats are pretty simple. Basically, you're going to be use dexterity for your weapon attacks, and wisdom actually adds into your weapon attacks, but you want to use it for your cleric spells. And you're a pretty decently high cleric at 8, so you have some good spell slots and whatnot. You're not exactly a paladin or ranger half caster, you're a little better than that. 16 dexterity, because with the graceful cloth and 1 feat, we can get it up to 20. 14 constitution, because, well, good luck concentrating on anything and you have like no HP, but hey, it's something. It's where we can put the points, right? But 17 wisdom, we can get the hag hair if you want to use that on this character, and you can get up to 18 wisdom, and then eventually 1 more feat gets you to 20, which is really important for landing your spells, because you're now a wisdom caster, right? You're not exactly a arcane trickster. Also 2 dex, like I said, 2 wisdom, but savage attacker, if we go 4 levels of rogue, we get another feat. So with 8 levels of cleric, we can have 3 feats in total, so we can fit in this very important savage attacker. If you've never seen the poisoner set, I'll make it really simple. It's a trifecta. They roll into each other. If you get a heal, then it adds poison damage to all your weapons. It's a coating. It makes them magical, and they add a little poison 1d6 to the weapon. If you have poison damage and you attack people, any poison damage will have a chance to poison people, causing the poison condition. And if you poison people with the poison condition, you get a heal, which would immediately re-trigger this. So it's a little trifecta that rolls into each other. And I always like running sets like this, even if they're not as powerful, and then I try to do something cool with it, because thorn blades, when you concentrate, the weapon itself, not all your weapons, just this one weapon, when you're attacking with it, gets a little more additional poison damage. You can actually get 2 of these even in honor mode. You buy them from Damon, go to rest, and you buy another one from Damon the next day. So we can use dual wield thorn blades, which I've always wanted to do successfully. And then the cat cloth, it's really good for robbing people, but it gives you 2 decks, and it's a cloth set, so you can use mage armor and actually get some respectable armor class. Arcane synergy, well, if we're causing a poison condition, we can actually add our wisdom to our weapon attacks. Risky ring, we know what risky ring's for. It's to enable those sneak attacks, right? But also potentially get better crit potential, right? So it gives us advantage at the cost of some downsides, right? And it enables our sneak attacks, get better crit potential, even when we don't have hold person, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so crit bow and the elixir. With this bow and with the viciousness elixir, we're actually down to 18 to land crits. And with advantage, we roll 2 dice, so we can get more chances at critting. Okay, so right back into it. Let me just put this away for a second. I'll now that you kind of know what's under the hood, again, the mix up here, or the mix of moves here is, let's actually get into combat with somebody.
Ready and willing.
How about you piss him off? Boop. Okay, cool. Here we go. Here we go. So again, now that you know what's under the hood, the mix here is, we know for sure if we can land with our main action, which is our main weapon, right? We can go into a manual divine strike from Cleric. And then we get a sneak attack riding off that, asking, do you want to use sneak attack? Yeah, hell yeah. Okay. But as a thief, we actually get 2 bonus actions. So with the offhand, we can swing again as a dual wielder. Okay. And we get divine strike poison again. Cool. Okay. And of course, you're doing poison damage, so you might get the condition where you poison somebody, and that's going to activate your helmet. So this now adds a lot more wisdom damage, especially for that weaker offhand attack that's stronger now. But now, this condition healed us, and the heal just reset the poisoning, okay? So now you can see what's going on the entire time, okay? And then as a dual wielder, it's nice to have the thief bonus action, so you're good to go. Now if you hasted this character, they get even more chances to swing both swords, so that's cool, but I'm just kind of show you what they're doing. Whoa, nice try. It just sends them flying. And then I'm pretty sure one of my guys has a hold person, so I can at least show you the damaging potential of that too. So we could either fish for crits just trying to attack, right? Obviously. But we got a hold person, hold person, hold person. Okay, then I'll just whip out something real quick. Hold on. I'm sure I have a scroll somewhere. Bear with me. We'll just use the hold creature, it's fine. Scale. Hold that guy. Okay. So obviously, if they're held down, this always hits and this always crits. So you can see how devastating this is. Wha-bam. And then your offhand, once again, crits! You didn't even need the Divine Strike there. So, it's just pretty devastating, pretty fun. And just for the numbers, what did we even do? That's pretty crazy. 27 and 11, 17. So this is one attack, remember, because we add in the sneak attack. And these all critted, so you can see this became a 1d6, is now 2d6. It re-rolls from Savage Attacker. You have your spellcasting modifier. Your Wisdom was added into your weapon attacks. This is now 2 dice instead of 1. It gets re-rolled from Savage Attacker. Same thing, re-rolled again. So you're really getting, on average, I think it's like a 20% better damage on whenever you're re-rolling your stuff. That's what the numbers imply. And then you just swing with your offhand. I don't know. I really like this. And at the end of the day, I didn't even show you the utility as being a pretty decent caster. Because remember, I love Clerics just because it gets some really badass spells and some great utility like freedom of movement, so you can't get locked down or held down yourself. Poison. Actually, blindness would be great for this because blindness causes guys to become blind, obviously, but then you have advantage on your attacks against them. So really great stuff there. We're going to definitely run this in a future run. But yeah, figure I'd share that with you. Just a more light casual video, just kind of off the cuff. But how do you even play and level these? Well, that's the point. I try to show you guys these because I run them in honor mode on the stream, and we have more fun when you guys come in, give me wacky ideas, or we get to see together, hey, how does this actually play out when you level it up? This is level 12, who cares? How is it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Act 2, Act 3, right? So we get to see that together, and I like answering comments because I was able to come up with this. I think Nadira kept getting me to try out the double Divine Strike stuff, and I saw it in another D&D video of all things. Huh? So, who's our sponsors? You are. Thanks for watching. If you want to support the channel, it's as low as it's ever going to be on YouTube, so thanks for that. I appreciate that, but also, I hope you got something, valuable out of the video, and you can get into honor mode and try it yourself, because I think it's the best mode. I think everybody can beat it, and it's even more fun when you beat it, not with that super try-hard stuff, but you make really cool characters as best they can be with the mechanics, and yeah, feels awesome to beat it. So, I'll catch you guys in the next video, or even the live stream. Till then, have a great one.